Phytosurgence just came out with their newest blush collection, and we're gonna try everything on my cheeks today. In fact, as you can see, I'm definitely missing some blush, and I am not the type to forget the blush, right? I have blush blindness like every one of us right now. Since last year, we're all blush obsessed, and I have no powder since these are creams. Without further ado, let's get into trying the shades. The newest collection is called the Skin Spark Cream Blush, the Smoked Collection, and I have all of them except one, which is Scorch. It seemed to be a bit too brown for me, but I have everything else. So let's check everything out. Here are the 4 blushes. I have Steam, Incense, Sear, I don't know, and Dust. Let's swatch them. So one thing I have to note about these blushes from Phytosurgence is that when you're looking at them in the pan, they seem to be very, very deep. You can see this looks like a dark brown if you compare it to my skin. So let's see them swatched, and then I will try on all of them. The first one is Steam, and Steam is described as a faded rose. So you can see it's pink, but there is quite a bit of gray in it, and that's where the faded property comes from. I would say that this is definitely the one better suited to my undertones, because I am neutral with cool undertones. Then we have, just searching for it, Sear, which is described as a rosy beige. So this is definitely like a mix of pink, brown, and peach. It's a bit warmer than Steam for sure. Incense, which is described as a rich, cool brick with low white base, which I think means that this is like good for deeper skin tones because it has like a transparent base, so it's not gonna show up as what just happened. Something fell. It's not gonna show up as gray. And Incense, I feel like it gives me terracotta summer vibes. I really want to compare it to the Road Blush in Toasted Teddy, so I'm definitely gonna do that. But the last one I have is called Dust, and it is a cool gray. The brand says that Dust is meant to be used as a mixer to mute and desaturate other products like blush and bronzers, because it is just a gray blush, and it is like in their blush formulation, but it's a mixer. I mean, you could use it as a blush if you want. I don't know. Nobody's stopping you, but you can see it's just gray, and I will definitely try mixing it today with some other blushes from Phytosurgence just to see what it can do. Since we are swatching, I'm gonna pick up the Road blush. So this is Toasted Teddy from Road, and I'm gonna see how it compares to Incense. The formula is kind of different, but this is Incense and this is Toasted Teddy. I feel like you can see that Incense is definitely more muted, and this is like a bit more red. But the main difference is the fact that the Road one is brighter. I mean, when you blend those out, the difference isn't too huge. I feel like they're very comparable. So if you have one, you really don't need the other, in my opinion. So the first one I'm gonna try is definitely gonna be Steam. I already have tried Steam. It's the only one, basically, that I used so far. And I just want to show you how different they look when you blend them on your skin, rather than just how they look in the pan. I'm gonna use the Phytosurgence brush, and then what I do with these, because they're very pigmented, is I dip them, and then I go on my palm, blend them, like make sure I'm priming the brush, and then I apply it on my cheek. So this is Steam. You can definitely see how pigmented these are, because like I dab the excess away and I'm still having like a lot of pigment on my cheek. So I feel like I apply too much, but that's on me. I feel like Steam is kind of actually warm on me, and it looks a bit more like grayish on the swatches, but I mean, it is described as a rose, a faded rose. So I mean, it makes sense that it's not cool toned. I think that this is a great blush for that bronzer effect that is really popular right now. And we also have other brands coming out with these like warm shades for summer. And yeah, I think that this is a great bronzer. I really like the shade. You can see the finish is very natural, but keep in mind that I have underneath the Patrick Ta foundation, which is a bit dewy, so the blush looks a bit dewy, but these are not, like, they are not satiny blushes. I think that they like kind of adapt to your base, and that is Steam. Let's try together Serre. I never tried that one, so I'm really interested to see. I hope it won't pull orange on me because it is warmer toned than Steam. And don't worry, I know I'm using the same brush, but I am wiping it on my Sigma switch just to make sure the brush is not like, doesn't have any leftover color. Serre, okay. I definitely did not properly distribute the product in the brush. This is an interesting shade. It's really interesting. I feel like Phytosurgence really knows how to make interesting colors, and that's the reason why I always gravitate toward the releases. This is, I know, I applied a lot, but I do want to show you the color for what it is. This is like a beigey brown. It has some peach, but it's not orange. Wow, I'm actually impressed. I really thought it was gonna go orange on me. That is the color I was the least interested in, apart from Scorch that I did not pick up. Just from the description, a rosy beige, and then I washed it on other people and it looked kind of warm. I mean, it is warm, but it's such a nice, like, tan color on me. I like it a lot. I really made a poor job with the application. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna have to wipe everything away because I'm gonna apply the third one on both cheeks. But just to compare the two, this is Serre and this is Steam. Let me know in the comments which one you like the most. I still prefer Steam because it's a rosier, but I feel like Serre is it's a good contender, right? Alright, so I apply my foundation again. Let's see the last one, Incense. So this is definitely the deepest one. I'm gonna be a bit more careful, I hope, with the application. And let's see, so this should be really similar to how Toasted Teddy looks on me, which is like a really pretty, like, sunburny shade. And here it is. It is definitely like that terracotta brick shade. I hate when baby hairs get inside my cream products. Do I look like I just came from the beach? I mean, when I got these blushes from Phytosurgence, I knew that they would be like excellent products. I know the formula very well. I have tons of them. Properly give that suntan effect. These are good blushes for summer. And yeah, if you weren't sure about them, even if you have fair skin, as you can see, you can make them work. I'm just gonna adjust them a little bit because I always go a bit too low on my face. And this is Incense. It's so pretty. I really am not sure which one's my favorite. I have to be honest. I thought it was gonna be like definitely Steam, but even this look, like with this shirt, the contrast between the redness on the face and the blue shirt, I really like the look. It's really giving me summer vibes. If I just put on a few freckles, it's just summer in a blush. I am gonna powder though. I didn't before. I didn't powder my foundation. And this way you can see how this formula handles being powdered. Spoiler alert, it's just gonna turn out a matte blush. If you're worried about the longevity of cream formulas, I mean, just use powder on top. I feel like if they are good products, they are gonna take it quite well. Like they're not gonna pick up in some places. So the powder did tone down the blush a little bit. I knew if I wanted, I could easily apply a bit more on top. I'm not joking. I do this a lot with my blushes because I trust them. I use blushes that I trust. And I know this is not gonna move anything. I'm just gonna show it to you. So applying a tiny bit on my cheeks again. You see, I have a bit more redness again. I feel like this video is the pure representation of blush blindness, and I really can't do anything about it because it is a blush swatching video. And yeah, I know I apply a lot. So I did promise you, first of all, let me put on my glasses because I'm not seeing anything. But I did promise you some swatches with dust. So that's what we're gonna do. I have here Simmer, which is the prettiest like cherry blossom color for spring. We have Wisp, which is the, stop doing that noise. It's the like lilac color they have. I also have here a blush from another brand, which is Latte from Finding Ferdinand, and this is a warm tone like peachy blush. So I'm just gonna allow you to properly see how desaturated dust can make any shade. Make things a bit desaturated, but at the same time, it is a cool tone, so it's also gonna make blushes a bit cooler. I know people are using it for foundations that are too warm, so this is really an all-star product that you can use all the time. So the first blush I'm showing you is Simmer, the Cherry Blossom shade. This is how it looks in its pure form. It's very bright. And then I'm gonna pick up some dust. I have here both dust and Simmer, and I'm just gonna mix them. You can really like dose how much dust you wanna use, but see how much the shade changed. This is cooler tone. It turned a bit more violet, because Simmer is actually a violet, like a purple-based blush, but you really can see it when you add more coolness and more this desaturating factor. It's really interesting. I really could like customize the shade if I used a tiny bit less of dust. You can see this is a completely different shade here. A bit more desaturated, but still not this purple. So really, you can do anything. The other blush I have here, as I mentioned, is Wisp. Keep in mind, Wisp is really like desaturated and gray per se. So like it's almost too purple, even for me. It's this one here. Just the lighting, so it's not so bright. This is Wisp. And Wisp with dust, if you really want to do it, I mean, I would not, but here we are. You see how different that is? And last, I just want to do the Finding Ferdinand. This is Latte. I really use this a lot because it's such a pretty, like everyday peachy shade. This is Latte. It's a bit difficult. Yeah, that was a lot of dust, but you can see how it looks much more neutral. So this was just a quick demonstration of what you can do with a shade such as dust. And really, you can use it for any type of product. Let's do just another quick last example. I have here the Huda Beauty blush filter in the shade Strawberry Cream. I have this on my lips. I use it a lot as a lipstick. Where am I gonna do this? So this is Strawberry Cream, which is like this rose color. And this time I'm gonna mix it with dust. Can you see what I'm doing? See the difference? That's actually a pretty shade. Of course, I am applying like a good amount of dust, but you can control how much you put in. You can also use one of those like palettes with spatulas and become like a makeup chemist and do whatever you want. But yeah, this was the video for today. Thanks for watching. If you're still here, if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? It's free. I don't like doing this part, by the way, but I realize why it must be done, so I do it, although I don't really love it. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. Let me know in the comments which shade was your favorite, and if you tried any of these, what you think. Just a quick, warning. I think that these blushes do not last too much, unfortunately. I am looking for, where is it? Yeah, so condensate. I was looking for the receipt for this. I bought this like 1.5 years ago. I think it's gone. It smells of like bad frying oil, and you can see it is turning into soup. Like if I do this, it's just soup now. So keep this in mind. I think that this is true for all cream products, but I don't know, it may be because Phytosurgence uses like oils in this, and that is the smell I'm getting. Anyways, I'm gonna get rid of this. I just wanted to keep it to show you what happened. And yeah, so really make sure that you're gonna buy your new favorite blush. I'm not gonna use them every day because I am a content creator. I have tons of products, but just keep that in mind. It won't last forever, so make a good use out of it. This is for real. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Bye.